Nataka niambie wale wenye wako kwa chama UDA, sitaki kuambia majina yenu. Muache kimbelembele na maneno mingi, mnaongea too much.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome back to our channel once again. And it is my hope and prayer that the video is going to find you guys in good health. Personally, I am fine, as you can see. Kisumu is fantastic. It's actually raining, and maybe you could also let me know where you're watching the video from and whether it's also raining down there. Ladies and gentlemen, there is something which I used to tell you on this platform, and it's been long. Allow me to remind you about it. That anytime you wanted to get the thinking of Raila Odinga on any particular matter, you just needed to follow and monitor Junet Mohammed's speeches on those particular issues. Because Junet Mohammed used to speak for Raila Odinga. And that anytime you wanted to get the thinking of Kenyan on a particular matter, you just needed to follow one man, Jeremiah Kioni. And for William Ruto, the man is still there and is still speaking for the president, Oscar Sudi. Earlier today, Oscar Sudi delivered a message. And for me, that message by Oscar Sudi is significant, politically speaking, because Oscar Sudi delivered direct message from William Ruto to UDA allies.
Tukiwa chama UDA, leo UDA na ODM na wengine wengi tuko broad based. Mimi pia nataka nisimame hapa nikiwa mwanzilishi wa UDA na watu wengi na kina Susan Kiiga na kina Samburu na wengine wao, ya kwamba sisi kama UDA na ODM na broad based tunajua penye tumetoka, tunajua penye tunaenda. Nataka niambie ndugu zangu wa UDA wenye wanaongea maneno mingi, wachana na watu wa ODM, wapange nyumba yao.
In this video, I want us to talk about that warning and why Oscar Sudi delivered that message on behalf of the president. Before we do that, allow me to play for you the whole clip.
Na sisi wote ni kitu moja, na tulikubaliana tukasema sisi ni broad based. Nataka niambie wale wenye wako kwa chama UDA, sitaki kuambia majina yenu. Muache kimbelembele na maneno mingi, mnaongea too much. Sisi kama UDA na ODM tukiwa na issue tutakaa chini, au viongozi hao wakae chini, watakubaliana. Mambo ya kusema mnaingilia mambo ya ODM, wachana naye. ODM wamekuja broad based na tumesema tunajua penye tumetoka na tunajua penye tunaenda na tunye tukanyagia break. Ama namna gani wananchi? Si ni ukweli? Ama namna gani? Wangapi wanasema tunataka tuunganishe Kenya? Wangapi wanasema tunataka tuunganishe Kenya? Broad based ikae namna hiyo, isikae namna hiyo. Ikae namna hiyo. Mimi nataka niseme nikiwa hapa Salga. Nimekuja hapa na nimetumwa na rais. Mnazipokea salamu ya rais? Na amenituma na maneno yake, mnazipokea? Kabisa.
That's Oscar Sudi delivering William Ruto's message to none other than UDA allies. Because remember, ODM party is pushing for zoning. And some UDA leaders have been pushing against that zoning. These are the people William Ruto is actually warning.
Kama vile party leader alivyosema, deputy party leader, hakuna zoning, kila mtu ataendelea aweze kujikakamua pale alioko, mwenye kura 3 alete, mwenye kura 300 alete. Wewe huna waja kuwa wasiwasi kama hii ngome yako. Kama hii ni ngome yako, si wewe uko na wasiwasi gani? Si uendelee tu. Sisi ambao tuseme hii si ngome yetu, wewe uko na kura zako 70%, sisi tuongeze zetu 30, ama sisi tulete zetu mchango, manake Mombasa nilileta karibu 50%. Wewe leta zako, tuweke zetu, William Ruto apite. Hiyo ndio sababu tuko hapa kuweza kushirikiana kwa pamoja. Hatuna ubaya na mtu, na sisi tuna ushirikiano wa thabiti na wa kimsingi na ODM, na ODM ni washirika wetu, na sisi tunaunga mkono yale maamuzi ya ODM, wale ambao wanataka kuleta Kenya mpya na watu kuungana, sio ile ODM ambayo imelipwa na Uhuru Kenyatta ili kutuletea uhasama. Lakini safari hii Uhuru Kenyatta, sisi si wale baba zetu na babu zetu waliokuwa wakija kukutezea sengenya hapa.
But before we get into all those details, in case you're watching this channel for the first time, please take a second or two, click that subscribe button. Ladies and gentlemen, these are the reasons why Ruto had to deliver that message to UDA allies. Number one, there's the fear that ODM party might actually bolt out of broad-based government. And if that were to happen, it's going to have a major political impact on William Ruto's re-election. Because remember, William Ruto has been dumped by Mount Kenya. And William Ruto is now looking forward to getting the support of Raila Odinga support base, which is predominantly ODM, and to be very specific, the Luo Nation, and the Coastal region. If ODM were to decide today to leave broad-based government, I doubt if William Ruto is going to recover, especially, I'm bringing off Oburu Odinga's way, especially after the departure of Mount Kenya. Although some argue that if ODM were to leave William Ruto today, Mount Kenya might actually join William Ruto, because there's a feeling that Mount Kenya rebelled against Ruto because he simply brought on board Raila Odinga. But the truth is, there's that fear amongst William Ruto supporters that if ODM were to bolt out, Ruto might easily lose in 2027. Because remember, politics is a game of numbers. Number two, they don't want to vindicate James Orengo and Edwin Sifuna. That's another faction within ODM party. That faction told ODM clearly and from the onset that they cannot just start endorsing William Ruto that early. That even if they needed to support William Ruto's re-election, they needed to sit down and agree on terms and conditions. Remember, there were two schools of thoughts within ODM party. There were those who were pushing for non-conditional support, and those who are pushing for conditional support. Edwin Sifuna, Orengo pushing for conditional support. The non-conditional supporters were like, Raila Odinga entered into some formal arrangement with Moi Kibaki, witnessed by none other than Kofi Annan. And lawyers were there and signed. But still, that was not honored. He also entered into a similar arrangement with Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta. Again, never honored. But for William Ruto, they are saying that Raila never had any formal agreement with Ruto. But so far, Ruto has given them some appointments which they can see. As a matter of fact, they believe that William Ruto so far has treated Raila Odinga more way, or treated ODM party better than Uhuru did during the handshake. But the truth is, if ODM were to bolt today, the Sifuna group are going to vindicate it. And most of ODM supporters are now going to support Edwin Sifuna, even those who were previously for Oburu Odinga. Number three, they don't want to hand over propaganda to people like Rigathi Gachagua. Because remember, Rigathi Gachagua has been saying certain things and they are coming to pass. And Rigathi Gachagua also stated clearly that he was with President Ruto when Ruto promised to finish ODM party. So the truth of the matter is that if ODM were to bolt out, Rigathi is going to be vindicated. And that's going to be very good propaganda machinery for them. Ruto doesn't want that. Number four, I also tend to think that it is part of William Ruto's strategy of managing the Luo Nyanza politics. The truth is, ODM party, and particularly the Luo Nation, are going to play a major political role for William Ruto's re-election. How the Luo Nation will vote will determine whether William Ruto is going to be re-elected or not. Allow me to explain. For William Ruto to crack Nairobi politics, he needs the support of the Luo Nation. And of course, we don't have challenges in the city, but of course, with the Somalis, now that Kalonzo is out, the mountain is out, he also needed the support of the lawyer. There's a way the Luos and the lawyers have always operated. So if the Luo Nation is split right in the middle, as we speak right now, they are split in the middle, and then you go again and the middle one, which is supporting you, bolts out, then it means Ruto will not have any support in the Luo Nation. Where will those support go to? So strategically, William Ruto wants to manage the Luo politics by ensuring that some of the demands they are pushing for, like for example, zoning, happens. Because for him, he's going to lose. Because for him, he's the one who stands to lose. Whether Ruto gets the presidency or not, I don't think Oburu Odinga will lose anything, even Gladys Wanga. But for William Ruto, he must. So importantly, I think it's about zoning politics. Ruto, if I were to get Sudi rightly, is kind of giving in to the zoning politics. So let us wait and see how this is going to unfold moving forward, because clearly Rigathi predicted it. If ODM were to bolt out, the person who is going to have the final laugh is none other than Rigathi Gachagua. Until next time, this is Makwiny. Bye-bye.